It said not yet, and then it said, "Here you are, you're live." We're actually live. It
Here we
will
are.
I can do this without Jason. Good morning, everybody. I found out that Jason has internet people at his house, and I thought of Tammy, who lives in Boston, and I was there a couple of weeks ago for the bio convention, and she said, "I love watching you on Tuesday mornings. It reminds me of Good Morning America." And I thought, who could I have on today to unbox something to, who I could have an easy conversation with? And so I have a surprise, everyone. We are being joined this morning by a very familiar face to me and probably to you too. Good morning, Selena.
Good morning. Good morning, America. That's a tall order.
Listen, it is a small slice that we are appealing to here, and we're just going to be super conversational.
Okay.
That's it. So, for those of you that are very astute and awake on this Tuesday morning, you may notice Selena and I have the same last name, and that is, in fact, because we are sisters. So, welcome to Try New Tech, Selena.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for jumping on at such a last minute. I shifted the concept that we were going with today to try to appeal to you. Jason and I usually talk about sales and marketing, AI tools, and we like to surprise each other with them as we unbox them. But that is not what you do for a living. So I've got a surprise that adheres a little bit more to what you do. Why don't you tell everybody what it is that you do, Selena?
Sure. I think we're going to be looking at something HR related. I am an HR business partner at Diversify. We are a commercial flooring company that serves the entire United States.
I love that. Can you tell us quickly what is an HR business partner? Because not every company has one of those.
Sure. I would say I touch every facet of the employee life cycle, everything from onboarding through, workforce development work, performance and goal management, all the way through exiting employees who have made the decision to leave the organization. Um, so I really touch the employee through the entire life cycle.
Then, ooh, baby, baby, I've got something for you today, Selena. This is very exciting. I honestly just started playing with it when I found out that you were going to be joining us, which was mere minutes before we started today. So let me see what I can do. Also, hello, Jason. We usually like you to be here to help run the way that the screens are set up. So in the true authentic style of I hope I know what I'm doing, I am going to share my screen and we will see what happens. Okay, Selena, do you see HRConvo.ai on your screen?
I do.
All right, let's see if this is the best way for us to see it or if there is a better way for us to show it, but I think this is probably it. Well, that shifted us over just a smidge. Oh, here we go. Nope, that's not the way. This is the way. This is the way we're going to do it. So, HRConvo.ai, I was able to register for free. And let me show you a little bit, Selena, what I see inside of here. And if something piques your interest as an HR business manager, we will click on that. Now, I will tell you that I am in the free subscription, which means I only have 1,000 turbo words. I was playing around with this before you jumped on, and I found that we can sort of edit, but I did not enter any prompts because I wanted you to be able to do that so I didn't waste all my free credits. We'll look at pricing once this is over, but what I see is they've got that same modern navigation that all the other AI tools have, which is a left side nav screen. On your dashboard, presumably they're going to show you the number of hours you save by using HRConvo, which is their ROI tool right there in the corner, and loads of places where you can log important information. But here's where it starts to get good. So you can go into AI Writer and you can look inside of what I think are probably the key concepts that an HR business partner would want to see. Selena, do you think these encompass the things you do as an HR business partner?
I do. Admittingly, Shannon, they're a little bit small for me, but what I can see, yes, I agree. This is a great framework of the things that we would work with throughout the week.
Cool. I'm glad you told me that they're tiny because I'm going to press some buttons and see if I can make it a little bit bigger. In the meantime, hey everybody, watch the Gregg sisters roll through your screen. Hello. Come on, Jason. All right. Well, we've got it in this format because we have been cutting up our conversations on Try New Tech into shorts, which actually work really, really well. We're using a tool that cuts them down into shorts that I will have Jason show us in a couple of weeks because it works so well. It's an AI tool as well. So that's what we're doing around here. So in the AI writer, it shows different captions that you would use as an HR professional, and then it goes down even deeper. So if you're looking for competencies, it's got role specific competencies, competency descriptions, behavioral indicators. And I'll just click into the competency descriptions because why not say a word that has a lot of syllables that are close to each other on a Tuesday morning? So this will allow you to craft precise competency summaries, optimizing workforce planning, and enhance your HR strategy seamlessly. And it allows you to say what the competency is, your industry sector, the job title, the level, and some KPIs. Of course, some of these things are optional. You can shift the tone of voice. So if you are in a tech bro type of place, you may like to have something that's humorous or witty. If you are in a nonprofit, you might want inspiring or supportive. These are a lot of integers, I think, that you can choose that will shift the tone of your voice. Now, Selenna, I think this is something that you probably could do on a traditional generative AI, but it's got all of the choices really narrowed down to be specific for HR. How do you typically do competency creation at Diversify?
I would say over my career, the performance management process is something that leaders definitely could use extra help with, right? When we think about great leaders, the ability to inspire and motivate and help with training and employee development are things that come to mind. And as I'm looking through this tool, I'm seeing so many things that I would think would be super beneficial to people leaders in helping them develop, develop talking points and help them work through those employee conversations that I think super necessary, super beneficial, but sometimes can be difficult to properly prepare for, or difficult, to really give employees the feedback and information that they need and deserve and really, really desire. And this tool, at a very quick glance, looks like it could be super beneficial from that perspective for sure.
Yeah, I think, and that's the point. The quick glance, we're sort of unboxing for nerds. Kind of like those people. Remember when our kids were little, they would watch those YouTube videos of other kids opening toys, and you're like, you have a room full of toys over here.
Sure.
That's
But not
that's what
that
we're
toy.
doing. Yeah, exactly. So, when you're thinking about how you do these types of things, traditionally in your role, and you don't have to tell us specifically about Diversify, but you've been in HR for your entire adult life. How would you usually do these things?
I think it depends on the organization, right? Many organizations have competencies that are built on pillars that are usually tied back to, the overarching goals of the organization. And again, I think the challenge from an employee perspective is, how do we make competencies come to life for individuals? Because again, something that one employee does really well is another employee's area of opportunity. And a tool like this certainly looks like it could help you, build those conversations that are applicable to the individual employees, working within the framework and the guidelines that your organization surely will provide for you.
I love that. I think when you're thinking about things like this, these are often the things that smaller organizations at least don't have time to do. You don't have time to fully roll out a competency that's so well developed that an employee understands exactly where they fit in. And I thought this was exciting.
Well, I think most every company has a mission, vision, and values. And helping tie competencies back to those three buckets really helps employees understand what is my role within the organization, what do I show up to do every day, and really gives them a purpose and a North Star that I think is really important for employees to have in their everyday activities and role within the organization.
I love that. I think that's so exciting. I am going to share this screen and see if we can make one of these come to life. I'm also going to say good morning to Holly, who just left us a comment. She loves these convos. Holly, I love your convos. Holly's also an HR professional, so excited to hear what she thinks about HRConvo. So I just typed in here leadership based on what you were saying, Selenna. And I think a lot of times as people transition from individual contributors into leaders, it's challenging to know how much is your role changing. I just put flooring because that's the industry you work in. I said GM because I have no idea what titles are. And it's saying estimated result length is 1,500, but we already know I only have the 1,000 word free plan. So let's just click generate and let's see what pops up here in HRConvo. Leadership is a crucial competency for a general manager in the flooring industry, especially at a senior level. Effective leadership involves guiding and motivating a team. Then it covers key skills for leadership, communication, problem-solving, decision-making, knowledge of industry trends, capacity to inspire, motivate others. How does this sound to you, Selenna?
This sounds really good, and it sounds like it could be a huge time saver, because I think we all know that the hardest part of putting anything on paper is starting. And I have found, from my perspective, one of the greatest benefits of AI is it is a thought starter, and it helps you at least have some ideas, and then you can take that to work to make those your own. And I love that about AI in general, but this in particular, it's giving you some of those really solid pillars that you can use to build your conversation from.
Love that. I think that is going to be a great quote for when Jason does cut us down into YouTube Shorts. And that is, one of the things AI does do best is help you with starting. I know we're coming up on time here, so I just want to show you really quickly, inside of what else HRConvo can do besides be an AR writer. You can create custom templates. There's a smart editor, so you can use it to create talking points, summarize your text, change the tone. Of course, some of these things, any generative AI tool like ChatGPT or DeepSeek or Gemini will do, but presumably HRConvo has been trained with specificity on things that are, required for HR or not allowed for HR. So I love that it even sort of digs down into developing a positive workplace, considering mission and values, which you also talked about. It's got an AI rewriter. And there's you can do an AI chat. They've got AI chat assistants that are trained on specific competencies. So training and development, employer branding. I see your face, Selenna. Like, is this crazy or what?
I mean, it's awesome. I don't know about crazy. This is awesome to me. I love an HR specific AI tool, because again, I think as AI gets popular, I can see people using it throughout the workforce. And the idea that there's an AI tool that is trained to the HR function is super cool to me.
It's wild. I found it on, of course, my absolute favorite website to find new cool AI tools, which is there's an AI for that. And I just typed in HR and it told me there were, about a dozen and a half that I thought would appeal to the role that you're in. And before we hang up today, Selenna, I want to show you the pricing and get a reaction from you on this. So they've got subscription plans. Standard is $9 a month. Ultra is $18 a month, and it allows you, 50,000 words. And that one that we just created was less than 250. And you can have 3 team members on this, so you could keep it controlled organizationally. What do you think about that pricing?
I love it. I love it. And again, I think you said earlier, for many small organizations, HR is usually a hat worn by somebody who's wearing another hat as well. And I love that this would allow a smaller organization. That's not to say this wouldn't benefit larger organizations, but it would allow those organizations that are restrained as far as headcount and people. And again, this would give them the opportunity to have another tool in their toolbox. That's one of my favorite things. Another tool in your toolbox for a really affordable price. And I think that is something that to me is a huge, that seems like a huge plus for this tool.
I love that. Well, thanks for your perspective. I am so excited that you could join me today. Thank you for jumping in at the last minute. I appreciate it. And I hope that you get to explore HRConvo or tell some of your friends and share them about it, because it seems like it's a well thought out tool.
Yeah, again, I love AI for a lot of different uses. And this is one I can't wait to dig my hands in and just see a little bit more about it.
Yes. All right. Well, our unboxing was successful today. Thank you for joining me. Thanks to everybody else for joining us. I see your comments coming through. The StreamYard to LinkedIn connection is a little strange in that sometimes I can see the comments, sometimes I can reply to them, and sometimes I cannot, because technology is never going to take over for humans because it is nowhere near perfect. Selenna, the way that we like to end our live streams is by smizing, smozzing, smile and pause. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to click end stream and you're going to give us a little smile. Thanks again for joining us today.